Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to study the chapter Historiography, Development in the West. So the topics which we will be covering are tradition of historiography, modern historiography, development of scientific perspective in Europe and historiography, and notable scholars. Historical research, writing and studies are carried out with an aim to understand the chronology, that is the arrangement of the past events and their interconnections. This is a continuous process. In the physical and natural sciences, the method used to verify available details obtained from the research is laboratory method of experiments and observations, which is also called empirical method. This method allows formulating laws that remain true irrespective of the time and space. Those laws can be tested and proved repeatedly. In historical research, it may not be possible to use the method of laboratory experiments and observation. This is because we were not present in the historical time and space, and the historical events cannot be recreated. Also in history, it is not possible to formulate laws that remain true irrespective of the time and space. To begin historical research, there is a need of an expert who knows the language and script of a historical document in order to read it and understand its meaning. Also, the experts can examine the authenticity, that is the genuineness of the document, by using criteria such as lettering style, author's style of writing, manufacturing date and type of paper, stamp of authority, etc. Such a document is further scrutinized by a historian with the help of relevant historical references. Methods of various disciplines are useful in historical research. For example, archaeology, the study of the past by excavation and analysis of its material remains. Archival science, the theory and study of the safe storage, cataloging and retrieval of documents and items. Manuscriptology, the study of a book, composition or any other document written by hand or manually typewritten, not mechanically reproduced. Epigraphy, the study of decipherment of inscriptions, especially of ancient ones. Analysis of lettering style. Linguistics, the scientific study of language. Numismatics, that is the study of coins. Genealogy, that is the study of lineage or family tree. So now let's study tradition of historiography. As we saw about the historical research method, critically examining the historical sources and writing historical narrative. The writing of critical historical narrative is known as historiography. A scholar who writes such a narrative is a historian. The historian cannot include every past event in his narrative. The edition and interpretation of historical events by the historian depends on the conceptual framework adopted by him. His style of writing is determined by that conceptual framework. The tradition of writing historical narrative, that is historiography, was not common in the ancient societies of the world. However, that does not mean that they were not aware of the historical time or were not eager to know about it. Ancient people also felt the need of passing on the stories of the life and the value of the ancestors, that is the forefathers, to their next generation. Ancient communities all over the world used various methods to pass on their stories, like using cave paintings, storytelling, singing songs, and narrative poems, etc. These traditional means are looked upon as the sources of history in the modern historiography. Modern historians use these cave paintings to get knowledge of the past. Let's understand what modern historiography is. Basically, there are four main characteristics of modern historiography. These are: first, it is based on scientific principles. It begins with asking relevant questions. Second, these questions are anthropocentric. It means that these questions are about the actions or the deeds of the members of ancient human society of a specific period. History does not suggest any interrelation between the divine, means holy or godlike, and human deeds. Deeds means action. Third, answer to these questions are supported by suitable and reliable evidences or proofs. Fourth, history presents a graph of mankind's journey with the help of past human actions. It is said that modern historiography with all these characteristics has its origin in the ancient Greek historical writings, which means the historiography which has all these four characteristics of modern historiography is related with the Greek historical writings. History is originally a Greek term. Herodotus, the Greek historian of the 15th century BCE, used it first time for its book entitled The Histories. How does the development of historiography and scientific perspective happen in Europe? Let's understand this with our next topic, development of scientific perspective in Europe and historiography. Till the 18th century CE, Europe had achieved a remarkable progress in the fields of philosophy and science. Scholars started applying scientific methods into studying the social and historical truth. Now, the philosophical discussions in Europe mostly focused on the objective or aim of history and historiography. Before the 18th century, all the European universities were interested only in philosophical topics revolving around divine and godlike phenomena. However, gradually, this scenario began to change. In 1737 CE, the Göttingen University was founded in Germany. This university for the first time had an independent department of history. Later, other German universities also became centers of historical studies. Now let's have some introduction to great scholars who had played a great role in historiography. So our next topic is notable scholars. The contribution of many scholars are important in the development of historiography. Here are some contributions of few notable scholars. So our first scholar is René Descartes, 1596 to 1650. René Descartes was the foremost among scholars who insisted on verifying the reliability of historical documents by critically examining them. Among the rules given by him on his book, Discourse on the Method, the following is supposed to have a great impact on the scientific method of research. Never to accept anything for true till all grounds of doubts are excluded. Our next scholar is Voltaire, 1694 to 1778. Voltaire's original name was Francis Marie Arouet. He was French. He expressed his opinion that along with objective truth and chronology of historical events, considering social traditions, trade, economy, agriculture, etc. was also equally important in historiography. It gave rise to the thought that understanding all aspects of human life is important for history writing. Thus, it is said that Voltaire was the founder of modern historiography. George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, 1770 to 1831. Hegel was a German philosopher. He insisted that the historical reality should be presented in a logical manner. To him, the timeline of historical events was the sign of progress. He also thought that the presentation of history is bound to change over time as new evidence would come ahead. With Hegel's philosophy, many scholars were convinced that historical methods were not of lesser quality, though they differed from scientific methods. The collection of his lectures and articles is published in a book entitled Encyclopedia of Philosophical Sciences. His book, Reason in History, is well known. Let's see some facts of Hegel. According to Hegel, to understand the meaning of any event happens in terms of two direct opposites. Human mind cannot understand the true nature of that event without understanding the opposites, for example, true, false, good, bad, etc. In order to understand the true nature of a thing, one needs to know both true and false, similarly, good and bad. This method of analysis, which is based on opposites, is known as dialectics. In this method, a theory is proposed at the beginning, which is called thesis. Then another theory is proposed, which is the contrary to the thesis. It is called antithesis. After thorough logical discussion of both, a new thesis is proposed, which includes the idea of both the thesis and the antithesis. This process of arriving at the new thesis is called synthesis. Leopold von Ranke, 1795 to 1886. Historiography of the 19th century was greatly influenced by the thoughts of Leopold von Ranke of Berlin University. He spoke about the critical method of historical research. He put emphasis on the utmost importance of information gathered through original documents. He also stated that all types of documents associated with a historical event need to be examined with greatest care. He believed that with this method it was possible to reach the historical truth. He criticized imaginative narration of history. Collection of his article is published in 2 books entitled The Theory and Practice of History and The Secret of World History. Karl Marx, 1880 to 1883. In the latter half of the 19th century, a new school of thought arose, keeping in view the new thesis formulated by Karl Marx. According to Karl Marx, history was not about abstract ideas. It was about living people. Human relationships are shaped by the needs of people and leader, as well as the nature of the production to meet those needs. The accessibility of these means to different regions of the society may not be equal. This inequality causes the division of the society into classes, leading to class struggle. According to Marx, human history is the history of class struggle, as the class that owns the means of production economically exploits, that means uses, the rest of the class. Das Kapital, a treatise written by him, is the most referred book all over the world. Annales School. At the onset of the 20th century, a new school of historiography arose in France, which was known as Annales School. Annales School gave a new direction to history writing. It was recognized that history is not only about politics and political events, kings, great leaders, diplomacy, and wars, but also about the climate, local people, agriculture, trade, technology, means of communication, social divisions, and their collective psychology, etc. in the historical times. The Annales School was started by French historians. Feminist historiography. Feminist historiography means the restructuring of the history from the perspective of women. The writings of Simone de Beauvoir helped in establishing the fundamentals of feminism. She was French. The feminist historiography emphasized not only on the inclusion of women in history, but also on the rethinking of the male dominative perspective of history. It drove historical research to focus in depth on various aspects of women's life, such as their employment, their role in trade union, institutions, working for their cause, their family life, etc. In the historical writings after 1990, women were portrayed as an independent social class. Michel Foucault, 1926 to 1984. The French historian of the 20th century, Michel Foucault, brought forth a new concept in historiography. He, in his book Archaeology of Knowledge, argued that the practice of arranging historical events in a chronological order is not right. He drew attention to the fact that archaeology does not try to reach historical truth, but attempts to explain various transitions in the past. Foucault felt that explaining the transitions in history is more important. He called this method the archaeology of knowledge. Foucault subjected that so far unacknowledged areas of historians such as psychological disorders, science of medicines, prison administration, etc. to historical analysis. Thus, the scope of historiography kept continuously expanding. Writing of histories of various subjects like literature, architecture, sculpture, drawing and painting, music, dance, drama, films and television, etc. came into practice. So here we complete our chapter. Hope you understood all the points which we covered in this video. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at amor.tutorials.